far as I understand about the system, the one unique thing is very much a very driving force in the character storyline.
Yeah. Your character is the only child of the Great Gold Worm, and the Great Gold Worm did so care much about the world that he put himself into the massive rift of the abyss so that the rest of the world could survive a demonic onslaught. Perhaps Thomas wishes, ends up doing that instead, even if he doesn't realize it on a smaller scale.
And maybe it really does end up mattering. In the end, maybe that's why it stood. Maybe it would have fallen if you hadn't gone. Maybe things would have been worse. He certainly isn't a great gold dragon, but that doesn't mean that he in some way could be. And maybe the imagery of the one man standing against the tide of horror from the sea is really what the Empire needs in some distraction, to show that someone will always stand against the tide.
And he wouldn't be the one defeating the Sahagun onslaught, but he might buy everyone else enough time to do it.
Yeah.
I'll have to think about it. That's all I can say, really.
You could also multiclass him.
I think Sheep has known that option every week.
I have known that option, but
and he doesn't want to do it for the reasons he's already described.
Mm-hmm.
It's just putting a band-aid on things.
Sure.
And the bad one at that.
You know your character better than we do.
Rather protective band-aid.
Yes. So your characters at the genesis of the campaign will naturally be what has affected and shaped the campaign the most. What you do as level 1 and level 2 simply matters more, because it has more of a time to echo and resonate. You can think of that as the impact, say take the Age of Darkness campaign. Think of the impact Dullboard made versus the impact Alfred made, although he did make an impact, which means that you can still make an impact as a character coming in.
Mm-hmm.
It's
well,
just
maybe you already have.
Yes, the story connected more, and I told everyone in the group this, I especially told Manaki, when we're here at the Age of Darkness, who really matters is Dirtle Hollenforge and Uzmak Okertangle, because they've been here since the beginning, and this story revolves around their quest. When you come in with another character, you have to find a way to shape yourself to fit that quest. Whether it's you have similar goals and the PCs can help you achieve them, or you could have conflicting goals but still kind of want the same thing, so you're working together for now. Just have to find something that fits party chemistry, whatever that might be.
Yeah, you can't just show up and be the spotlight center of all attention, basically.
You can try.
You're going to get times in the spotlight.
But I don't think I have to worry about that from you, Sheep.
I don't think so.
Comes the charismatic bard with all the ideas.
and he never ends up talking to anyone. Oh, shit.
It is hard for me to play non-charismatic characters, because I like talking, and they're bad at it.
Well, the thing is, the problem I have is I end up playing charismatic characters a lot, but I feel too nervous to talk sometimes.
Dwohurim, Harsca, and Tempus Malleator are the faces of your party. How does that make you feel?
Even though
Fargus had quite a lot of face time as well.
Yeah, yes, Fargus certainly did. Well, Fargus has entered a Shadowgate thing here. It's a sad thing that your adventures have ended here. And then Ken Roberta Williams would like to thank you very much for playing King's Quest. No. When we think back on the early sessions, we'll think on how Dwohurim and Fargus would keep spiting people in one way or another.
Damn pixies!
Fucking damn pixies! Fucking bandits! I am a fucking druid! Fucking dwarves!
Damn pixies! And our eyes meet. The first time both embarrassed. We both hate these little things. Oh. Fancy
you
that.
would go a bit flush. It's just
I thought old druids loved them. What's wrong?
No.
Must be a trick.
I am a fucking druid! Druid!
That moment was... that's one to remember.
Yes, Fargus, as all of your characters have made quite an impression on shaping the story, which is the intent. And whether you keep the characters you have or shift to something new, we'll find ways to imprint the story all the same, but we won't forget how you imprinted it previously. It's something we're all making together in our heads, because it's not real.
Another fun thing about making a character who would come in then being champion tier is that you probably have quite their own story.
Yes.
Somewhere else that's been going on.
You would have the flexibility to try and craft a story and why and how perhaps your character is seeking out the other player characters based on their reputation in an attempt to achieve a goal. Because when you are champion tier, and when you have the connections to the icons you do, as I noted before at the end of the last session, your characters are known. Your names have gotten around. People recognize your reputation.
People burn our boats on sight.
Like, I will, like, state, you know, the idea, like, I thought it possible that you might encounter and face the entirety of Death's Hand, and what approach they would take to you, which is, we don't want to fucking fight them unless we have to. They don't interfere with our objective, and then they saw your ship at the island of Creel, because it was completely unhidden and undisguised there on the southern edge of the coast. And they said...
I think we had moved somewhere else, but... I was kind of cutting out all the time.
I figured we wouldn't be so stupid to hide, but have our ship right in you. But yeah,
I did tell you.
Like Fargus mentioned it, but you guys never came up with like any coherent idea or agreement. So whenever I said southern edge of the coast, no one objected.
Yeah, I kind of like, should we go to the other side? And you're like, no. It's like, okay.
And like maybe we have the southern edge.
I got to show off Dwohurim a little bit in his natural habitat. Whenever he's pissed off at stupid decisions that other people took, and he's just going along with it, and he's annoyed.
That was pretty, like, something else that people remember is Fargus saying, well, I guess my contact did say they left here recently.
And it's like, what?
Yeah.
And that was 100% accurate. It was given to you with a 6. I forgot I gave that to you. Whenever you reminded me, I'm like, yeah, he did say that. It's true.
Yeah.
That's what they did.
No word of a lie.
You know, sixes will not screw you. There we go.
If you remember them.
Like yes, the person who gives you the information, they might not know that well. They're trying to give you the best of their thoughts or opinions, but the 6 is meant to give you some advantage.
Alright.
And, well, you did have an advantage. You just could have had more of an advantage if you didn't question your faith and trust the bounty hunter over your 6.
The 5 is...
A whirlwind torrent over the Arcane Academy.
I did actually think that you may have mixed up your information and told me the wrong thing, so that's why. Yeah. That's
plausible since I did go that. Oh wait, but no, bounty hunter just doesn't know as much as your 6 does.
Damn it.
Or the bounty hunter knew and lied to you because the only person who tried to read her face was Thomas, and he wasn't sure.
Yeah.
I mean, I was reasonably not close enough to read her face, so it was like, okay, I'm not even gonna try.
I'm always too trusting.
Fargus, too trusty McGee. No. Well,
new character Zin will certainly be different.
I'll tell you who's really upset by this turn of events. You remember that demonic assassin you left behind in Dragon Hall?
Like,
Man, is her fucking gay,
we're never gonna see her again. That's your new character.
Yes, of course.
She leveled up, she's coming along to hunt him. Where is he?
Knows that he can't be dead. She's with us until we find him again.
Like she will work with you to resurrect him so that she can kill him and claim her bounty.
That's one of the plot twists. That's a character.
Maybe
I'm not gonna
she
play
now goes to us because that is the only way to save her sister, who is the reason she's hunting us so with such fervor, because that's
Right.
the only way she's been promised to restore her.
We'll never get to explore the continuing ramifications of what that 5 meant.
She stands here looking far away with like 19 ghouls and 6 noble houses behind her and a small army. And she just sort of lets her hands fall to her side, sobbing sadly, leaving her army just sort of dispersing. Like 2 streets down.
So yes, that's a thing.
She wasn't even evil.
You also don't have to worry about the eyes anymore. Your X-ray vision, the power.
Ah, that's true.
Technically gone.
Damn it.
You could technically make a character who can blend in with his surroundings.
I guess now
don't
we have
want
that damn knife as well.
Yes,
That
you do
weird
have.
glass
You do
knife.
have. Yes, you'll have
I don't know
to.
what was about.
You'll have to list the items, and I would say they're quirks as well. You can do that in the group chat, Goger.
Right.
And I'm going to scroll back up, by the way. The dagger forged from uncomfortable truths with a hilt made from comforting lies.
Let's see here, where...
As I have written in my book.
There's the leather armor of warding, which I think came from Ravengar.
Yep.
Yes, that was from Ravengar.
There's the Moxian
That-
stone, which of course came
is
from
the quirk for the armor, and let's see. That is the quirk for the gem.
I would actually kind of like the Moxian Stone. What is it? Oh, cruel.
It's
Yes.
+1
Raining
on a few things.
I think it's a champion tier item.
Which one?
Adventure tier.
The gem is champion tier.
Yep, the gem is champion.
The gem is champion tier. You can put that in your weapon,
Armor,
your armor,
hel-
or a helmet.
Yep.
And it can turn a non-magical item into a magical item. You get a +2 bonus to, like, if it's your weapon, attack and damage. If it's your armor, AC. If it's to a helmet, I think it's mental defense.
Correct.
Yeah, it is.
You also gain another thing built off the Moxian Stone, I do believe.
Note these gems exhibit other bonuses, nor do they stack. Once per day, when a nearby creature heals, you may spend a recovery as a free action.
Yeah, what happened to that using that ability?
Remember all those
I don't
spells I used
remember
to like
getting that
before you died?
information.
Dark has it, you have it.
Yeah.
I
He
didn't
posted,
know
he
about
posted all of this when he was giving out loot. I just happened to write it down.
I was like, oh, he never used it. Alright. Okay.
I must have missed that.
And like how you forgot about the leather armor, right? Like, oh yeah, I love that. Yeah, the Moxian Stone has that ability as well.
In the time we take as downtime, we also send out a boat to get our people.
Okay.
And our stuff back.
As it
I think
turns
we
out,
shouldn't forget. Like he'll come back like in 6 weeks and be like, we were picked up by some adventurers. Where were you?
as it turns out, your hypothesis was correct. All of your mundane equipment was left behind at the site, which means that it is good that you used it at a spot where you could feasibly retrieve your equipment instead of a spot where you could not.
That's just the living dungeon of Creel.
Or Dragon Hall.
Yes,
that
also, the
was
sailors, by the way, they all get paid for 7 days worth of being out there. I paid them for.
Once again,
Because they-
Manaki is like so generous with the money. But yes, that was the intended consequence of the 5 that created that fucking thing half the campaign ago. And I'm like, one day they might use it. When that day comes,
They will be naked.
and they will be teleported into an audience. Oh, those kind of got blown up. They will be teleported to the Arcane College. Because that was going to be the real fun. You teleport you into a class that's in session and have that moment. No.
We was like, oh god, and all of them look at me like, go to hell. We just fought a dragon.
I imagine it would be more like an anatomy lesson or something. And now we will check out the dwarven male. Boom.
He like explodes, and Tempus just flies out of the chest cavity of like the person it being examined. Like
So yes.
It's gross and disgusting.
examinators.
Yes. I have to say, whenever I did plug in that, and here's where the point where the 5 comes into effect, you guys weren't panicking at all, were you?
No.
No, no.
Yes. Because
I was
because the
more
thing
thinking,
was,
well, so now we fucking great. We land in some other place.
the thing was, as a player, I didn't even think it came from a 5. I didn't remember that.
I had no idea. I don't remember at all. But I
See, the
imagine
thing
you
is-
didn't.
When you said 5, I was immediately thoughts came through my head of alright, you see they're going to send us to Drakenhall, Foghaven.
I expected like that we'd lose like a week of time or something.
My only problem determining 6 and 5 is apparently with dark shit that he rolls. I got everyone else's down pat.
I was thinking that just for a second that it would be like Sheep said, like, we're 2 years in the future. I was like, what if we're 2 years in the past? That'd be a fucking complication, wouldn't it?
Yeah, in my case, Grimith, I feel I'm getting slightly more confident now. Of like, okay, what can I spend these on? I can spend it on that and that.
I think that what you chose was fitting. I thought that you could spend the die on that, and then you did, and yeah, I was like, all right, that's fine.
Yeah, I decided because I didn't really have time to message you, and it's also like, I just think that maybe there's something in town that might come up with.
I had something in mind for Gryph's Archmage one, but ended up being a situation where a situation popped up that it was more reasonable than what I had in mind.
I actually was thinking, like, is this what he had planned?
No.
How did he plan this? How the hell?
I'm just that good.
I could imagine Grimith as someone capable of pulling off such a planning, but on the other hand,
after your experience in the tavern, I will let you see how the sausage is made. My notes pretty much consist of, well, you kind of know what the main characters are doing. Fucking figure it out based on what Team PC is doing. I didn't know you'd go to the Living Dungeon of Creel. I thought of it as a possibility. I didn't really bother with it that much, though. And so where you guys were, like, talking and discussing, I'm like, let's go ahead and repopulate it with these tokens I deleted.
Let's resurrect this guy, and this guy, and this guy, and then go.
I imagine Grimith just done the first stage, and if it was more than that, he might just go, guys, I need to visit a bathroom.
No, I took care of wherever you guys were going. You guys talked long enough.
That's one thing we supply you plenty of, talking.
Yes, that's what you do on a regular basis.
We go places, and then we talk, and then we leave.
You know,
I mean, we meet in session, then we spend all the session time talking and don't get anything done. But then we are done talking for the rest of the week. So
That's good.
that's nice.
All right.
Then next session we talk about what we talked about last time because we forgot. So.
I'm going to disconnect everything and hug my air conditioner.
I don't blame you. It's actually got quite warm here now.
And neener to all of you people who don't have air conditioners. Sheep, I'm looking at you. I'm glad you didn't kill me and take it.
I have considered it, but it rained on that day, so it didn't reach 40 degrees.
I have a fan, I'm fine.
I have a desk fan. It isn't that powerful, but I have a desk fan.
I have a really, really powerful fan, so...
Yes. Congratulations. Full heal up, because that was pretty monumental anyway, and no one's gonna fucking remember what powers they have left after 2 weeks. You guys will have an incremental advance as well. Whether you're going to shift characters, next session I find out everyone has a different character. I'm like, oh, okay.
We're actually playing.
we start over.
All flesh must be eaten now, Gryph.
You guys are basically doing the same campaign, so you're escorting a merchant guy named Dirk from Santa Clara, Newport, trying to apply the lessons you've learned.
But we're still level 5.
He said that you had to be damn sure not to get into any super stupid business that you drag him into like the last couple of guys.
No, we turn around, we go back to Santa Clara.
You see, this is not a D&D campaign. This is a roguelike. If someone dies, we restart, but keep our levels.
Oh my god.
Oh yeah, that's what happens. You keep levels, sure.
If I make a new character, should I make him level 5, I guess? Or
yeah, go ahead and make him level 5.
Right.
Say no incremental advances on you.
Nah, we'll leave him without the incremental advance.
Okay.
Alright.
Just for simplicity's sake.
Sure.
You've got to go through all these ballad concerns.
Yeah, it's gonna take some time to figure out what I actually want to do.
And everything's on the table except for Chaos Mage.
Fuck
you.
Though I will still point out that it would have been my optimum multi-class, but...
It wouldn't have been my optimum multi-class.
Oh, you gotta admit, Ranger is pretty good.
It's not a bad one.
Yeah, with all the fucking armor class you guys are drowning.
Look at your
in.
AC, man.
Yeah, I'm thinking...
I noticed the moment our AC went up like this, it stopped targeting AC, went up to other things.
Yeah, I'm between a different Druid, a Ranger, or a Paladin.
Ooh.
Maybe something you could always look at MD as well, like for flexibility, because that's one of our weakest stats. Is anything that attacks MD.
But does a
that's
class specifically do that?
There are people.
Necromancers do a bit.
You
I
know
guess.
what? I would laugh if
Necromancers
the only class.
are most physical defense. Their stuff
Oh.
usually just rips apart the body.
Alright.
I would really laugh if the only one that was MD was the Chaos Mage.
There's
Cultist, that's kind of cool.
their one unique
what
thing
it
is the
does.
fact they're fucking unique things. They have interrupt action stuff like the commander does.
Yeah, but they are a special thing.
Yeah, the
Only one of them.
occultist interrupts the enemies though, which
Yes.
I feel could be hilarious at times.
She
Like, you want to
meant-
cast that? No.
Because
You're gonna be thinking of stuff as well then?
I'm not actively thinking about much right now because I just want to process things first.
Alright.
yes.
I will say, as a player, I would like to know not what you're switching to, but at least the fact you are, if you do switch or not, so I can consider how does Leon affect.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm switching yet or not, really.
I'm gonna
I will say now.
I'm not asking you for now. I'm just saying, before the session, I would like to.
Yeah, before I will probably tell someone that I'm switching characters before the session.
I would certainly hope so.
Here, Gryph, here's my character sheet. You're like, fuck, man, finally. It's like we're playing in 10 minutes.
I wouldn't even fucking
and it's
accept
like
it.
it's like a cleric of some sort. You're like, god damn.
I wouldn't fucking accept it. I'd say you're gonna have to find a way to this session to build how Thomas is leaving.
The cleric certainly has a lot of things versus mental defense.
Yes.
Come into the room.
But clerics in 13th Age are actually meant as like a melee support type.
Yeah.
But you could have it do mental defense stuff too. It's just that their best strengths are melee support, where they actually wade in as well.
I am teasing, by the way, Goger. It's more like you have flexibility to do whatever you fancy.
Yeah, when I tried the cleric in our first test session, it
Yes.
just felt really underwhelming because you can be like, oh, here, have a +1 to your attack rolls. Great,
And then
thank
you have
you.
Earth Strength. It's
And then there's Earth Strength, yes.
Maybe there's power creep between the core rulebook and 13th
Yeah, I was
through
about to
ways.
say.
I wouldn't put it so much on that though, as just the different class flavor types.
And without Thomas, though, it's gonna be so hard to do anything.
No, it's not.
All those pretty
This combat-
rerolls and
This combat against the adventurers, I did basic attacks.
Do you see what I did? I got temporary hit points, and yeah, I mean, I shot the ghost.
I
Well,
gave
you-
myself
you-
a
you-
few temporary hit points
like-
and then did basic
Well,
attacks.
I mean, man, you did try. You tried an empowered lightning bolt.
I
and-
tried,
and you
but it
stepped
didn't
into the
work.
range of high Arcana, and he rolled well enough to hit your high mental defense, which isn't as high as I think Fargus had the highest one he did. And tied with Thomas.
with the magic item you had. Yeah.
Yeah, Thomas also has the +2 mental defense helmet.
Yeah.
Just keep in mind that intelligent people, like how you guys are, can like look at you guys and see that's fairly obvious. Like they think Leon's a sorcerer guy. They're like, we can hit his armor class. They don't realize the metagame that he has some fucking ranger training. Like, what the fuck is this shit?
Also, of course, I have the spellfish for an extra +2 on there, and
These crazy fists up and just punches your sword.
And these guys, if anything, knew more about your characters than anyone you had faced thus far, which is why fucking Irvine stepped up and put Thomas to fucking sleep. Like, he goes down.
I like how it seems like combat, like people just sort of steer away from Tempus as well. It's just like avoids. Like, oh.
The idea behind that process, like some intelligence, and I can explain this is why, is like there's so many dangerous threats that Tempus, even though he's a dangerous threat, they don't know what to prioritize. So, sometimes they try to hit Tempus, and sometimes Tempus goes neener. Like, you have Dwohurim there with his fucking magic jazz hands. You have Leon over there with his gather power hands. You have Thomas over there with the get the fuck up hands. You have Fargus with the I'm a fucking druid, have fire elementals, have earth elementals, have all the fucking earth magic. Fuck you, ruination, neener.
there's a lot of things to prioritize.
Besides, they know
You're
less
gonna miss
about
restraint.
Tempus. Besides, Tempus hasn't been around for as much. He's been a cube for part of the time, so they know the least about him.
Barbarian could be fun to try, I guess. Bard is great.
I will say
looks
now,
great.
like, as Tempus will change a little bit, but I'm quite happy with how Tempus is going and sticking with him and seeing how he develops.
At this point, Leon's got the biggest. Currently, Leon the biggest support is actually currently the fact that Tempus is still around.
What?
Yes. That's how
Really?
sweet that is. Yes.
A single tear rolls down Dwohurim's dwarven cheek. Wait, what?
It's alright.
You don't love me anymore?
Yes. And as I said,
least I have
however so
toast.
fucking long ago, I will go hug my air conditioner. I feel as if I got derailed there for like 10 minutes.
Yes, we did derail.
I derailed myself. You
hosting
talk.
the call? Or-
I'm not.
I'm hosting.
Okay, well
Yes.
that's fine then.
Talk, do whatever you want. Leave me messages. Maybe send me character sheets before, like, you can have 2 weeks. Get it several days before so that everyone can think and try to relate to how the awkward connection will be made. And, I guess also think about how much downtime you want to take. So there's that too. Have fun deciding things. I'm out.